So in this video, I'll be going over how I make my LED units. So, as you can see, I have it all set up in here, pre-wired. I had it connected to the batteries that I use, and it works. So I'll be going through how exactly I make these. So I have these lens caps, which are 5-degree. They're lenses and lens caps. They're 5-degree lens angle. And I got, I think it's like 15 or 20 to a pack. You get it from LED World. It was about $10. And then I use these 5-watt Cree. I don't know the exact name of them. I'm sure they have a number and name and all that jazz. But I just use these. It's 5 to a pack, and that was also like $8, something like that. I have thermal heatsink paste and a heatsink right here. And it just goes together, and I put them inside. These are the retractable blades from the Blade Builders Hasbro lightsabers you get from Toys R Us. And I put all the components inside one of these, and that's also what I take the soundboards out of. That's why I have these, and I just figured why not just reuse them since I have them. So what you do is you take the lens, and I found when I ordered these that they don't sit quite right on the LEDs. There's a little bit of a gap between there that I just don't like. So since the lens itself is held in at the top, I just pop the lens out, and then I grind down with my Dremel the sander piece, and I just grind it flat. So it sits flush on the LED, and that little LED bead goes right inside of there, and then no light really escapes it, just radiant light. And all the beam just goes right through it. I wire this up first. I always wire everything the same. I use red for positive, black for negative. Put this on there after it's soldered to the board. The wires are. And then I hot glue this together. And then I use the thermal heatsink paste to stick this, to the heatsink, the LED to the heatsink, with the wires kind of running down wherever they pop out. Like I'll have one wire going this way, and one wire going that way, the other wire going this way, and just run them through the fins of the heatsink. So you can see they run through there and out the bottom. And then I put everything inside of this repurposed blade, and then I hot glue around the bottom the heatsink in there, so it's all nice and tight in there. And then I use a piece of this kind of heavy duty packing tape, the clear stuff, and I put it over the top, just cut off the kind of edges you get from it. And this does not impede the light whatsoever. It just helps to ensure that nothing pops out. Now when I put these inside these tubes, I make sure that they're nice and tight in there. I've got to force them to the end. And you just got to cut off the right size of the blade to make sure that that's right. Measure it out so that it's the size you need, cut it, stick all the guts in there after you have everything all heat sinked, soldered, glued, and all that stuff, and then fill in the glue on the end. And then that's it. And as you can see, I tested it out. Always test your stuff out after you do any single little thing. And that's my LED unit. Just make sure that the piece of plastic you're using is small enough to fit inside of here, but has a big enough inside diameter to fit all your parts. Now, I can't just push this in because, like I said, I try to keep it so it's real tight on the end. So I have to actually, kind of manhandle it in there, but it'll fit. And then when the LED unit goes in here, it'll be held in with set screws. There'll be a set screw at the bottom of it that holds it in place so it doesn't slide down, and then 2 set screws coming on the sides, on either side of the PVC, that hold it like right in place, so it's not going anywhere. And that's what I use for my LED modules. Pretty nifty. I still have to resistor this one, but resistoring it is, each lights that you use is going to have different forward voltage, so you're going to have to figure out the resistor you need. It's a circumstantial thing. Each LED is going to need a different sort of resistor. But, just a little math. Ohm's law is your friend, and you just calculate what you need for a resistor, and you put it in there and wire it up. And so that pretty much concludes the video for this. So all the parts you really need are right here in front of you. Dremel, to sand these pieces down if you get the same ones I do, or you can find ones that actually fit flush. And yeah, that's it. On the next video I think I'll be doing, we'll probably be going over the wiring up of the soundboard. Like I said, I take these out of these Hasbro lightsabers. So I'll be wiring this thing up. I'll be using a recharge port this time, which I didn't use on my previous saber. So that'll be fun to figure out, but I think I'm up for the challenge. I went into all of this stuff with zero knowledge of electronics. So if I can figure all these things out, also, you know, I had pretty much no tools. The only tools I have now are the ones I purchased for making lightsabers. So if I can figure this stuff all out from scratch, you can too. But if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I'll get back with you when I can. Thanks.